Last year, I challenged myself to draw every single day for the whole year. Even though I only made it to the 5th month, I was still very proud I made it that far. If you haven't seen my videos on that challenge, I will link them in the description box below. Recently, I started to miss drawing every day in my sketchbook, so I thought it would be fun to do a 7-day drawing challenge. I did a poll asking you guys what medium you'd like me to use. The 3 options were watercolor, gouache, and colored pencils. The majority of you wanted me to work with colored pencils. I haven't worked with colored pencils consistently for a few years, so I was excited to see what I create. So for this challenge, I rummaged through some of my old photos. I find this to be a really great way to get me to draw more. And I love referencing photos I take and just reminiscing on that particular time that I took it. I try to remember that day, how I felt, who I was with, the weather, the sounds, and the people passing by. For day 1, I decided to draw this duck I saw at Balboa Park. I don't draw animals too often, so I really wanted to practice for this challenge. I saw this duck near the koi pond and had to snap a photo. And I remember getting really excited because it wasn't running away from me. And I took this picture about 5 years ago, and I was here with my sister and her kids. Balboa Park is one of the biggest tourist spots here in San Diego, so I remember it being quite busy and the weather wasn't too bad. Since I'm drawing with colored pencils, I didn't want to sketch out with my mechanical pencil. So instead, I decided to sketch with the gray Prismacolor Cool Erase colored pencil that I've had for a few years. At first, I was a bit nervous because it's been a while since I've used it, but it worked out fine. And to my surprise, I didn't have to erase anything, at least for this one. The colored pencils that I'm using are by Faber-Castell. It's their Polychromos colored pencils. And I did make a video about these colored pencils a few years back, so if you haven't seen it yet, I will link it in the cards as well as in the description box if you're interested in learning more about it. For day 2, I referenced a photo at the Seattle Art Museum that I took during my trip back in 2019. It was probably one of my favorite things I did while I was there. And Whenever I go travel, I love to go to museums and soak in all the knowledge and inspiration from famous to local artists. And it might seem a little weird, but aside from admiring the beautiful art, I also enjoy people watching at museums. I like to see their facial expressions and how their eyes gleam when they spot an art piece that sparks something inside of them. I chose to draw this guy sitting down because I need to practice drawing men. Also, I like that he was wearing headphones and had a man bun. To my surprise, I didn't have a hard time drawing this one. Side profiles are probably my least favorite pose to draw for people, but this one turned out well. And this day was when I realized that even though I had 38 colors, I still felt limited. I'm always trying to get the exact colors I see in a photo, but this allowed me to step out of my perfectionist tendencies. I used whatever colors were the closest and tried my best to blend 2 or 3 colors. Blending with colored pencils is quite hard for me, but I was having so much fun with the whole process. For day 3, I wanted to draw something sweet. Here's the photo I took of a yummy dessert I had a few years ago. I think the cafe is called Up To You Cafe, and it's of their brick toast with sliced bananas, vanilla ice cream, and chocolate syrup. Yum! While I was filming this process, I realized that This is my second time drawing this photo. It must have been that good for me to draw it more than once. If you've ever owned a Moleskine sketchbook, then you're familiar with the cream-colored paper. And because of that, I had to use the white-colored pencil to fill in the highlights and vanilla ice cream, which I don't even know if you can see the difference, but when I looked at it earlier, I can see the white. I was so tempted to grab my white gouache paints to fill in those areas, but I didn't want to break any rules for this challenge. Oh, the good old classic coffee drawing. If you haven't noticed, I have a thing for drawing anything related to coffee or coffee shops. It just gives me this warm, cozy feeling that I love to capture. And even though I don't drink coffee often anymore, I don't think I'll ever get tired of drawing coffee in pretty mugs. I had a lot of fun drawing the coffee art. I just wish I could make it in real life. I've watched videos like on YouTube and just watching, people at coffee shops do it. And, I've tried to practice at home and have failed miserably. Day 5 was probably the one drawing I had a difficult time with. But hey, this is a drawing challenge, right? This photo was taken a few years ago at Mission Beach here in San Diego. Originally, this was a photo I took from far away, and it had another person riding a bike, but I just wanted to focus on one person because otherwise it would have taken me longer to draw. I was getting a little frustrated because the drawing didn't look anything like the girl in the picture, and I realized later on that it didn't have to be. Back in college, I had developed a photorealism style for my paintings, so after I had graduated, that skill had moved over into other mediums I've used. So I'm trying my best to focus less on photorealism because I noticed that I get so obsessed with getting in all the details. Now, day 6 was my favorite. This photo was taken at Morning Glory, one of the coolest restaurants in San Diego. The interior and menu items are very interesting. The day I took this photo was when I went out to celebrate my cousin's birthday, and it was so much fun. And I ordered their fried chicken and waffles with the perfect sunny side egg on top. And of course, it was delicious. You can't go wrong with some chicken and waffles, am I right? know if you noticed, but aside from drawing coffee, I also love to draw eggs. I enjoyed coloring the egg in this one and adding the little pieces of green onion on top. It would just look so yummy. Last but not least, day 7 is a drawing of a photo I took from my trip to Joshua Tree a few years ago. I love looking back on those photos I took because it was one of my favorite experiences of all time. I missed the views and hiking with my sister's family, and I remember that day, the weather was so perfect. It was like the end of December, and it wasn't scorching hot, but it was still really beautiful out. I don't know the people in this photo, but I wanted to continue practicing drawing people. And I think the only thing I struggled with a bit was the rocks. I was getting a little frustrated with getting the right color, but I think it turned out better than I thought. Overall, I'm very happy I did this challenge because it got me back into a creative flow that I had fallen off of for a bit. Drawing for a whole week has really got me excited to fill my sketchbooks again, and it has helped me really loosen up and let go of trying to make every drawing perfect. I don't always have to add in every detail I see. And drawing with colored pencils has allowed me to draw more freely and to enjoy the beautiful yet imperfect process. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments which drawing was your favorite and why. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you're having a great day. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.